Hello again, Ian Stuck with Mastermind Games, back with the final video from the Rogue Trader box set. Nitsch Squad, I think. I cannot pronounce this guy's name to save for the life of me. Golden Skin, 09092, but this is a squad of Voidsmen at Arms, the type employed by many rogue traders. I cannot. Nitsch. I am probably never going to be able to pronounce that name properly. It's definitely unique. So, but fairly standard issue squad of space soldiers, for lack of a better word, that follow rogue trader Lucia Vane wherever she needs them to. So the officer here, I don't know what this. Oh boy. This is one of those words that has so many ways to pronounce it, any of which could be right. I have no idea where to start. So, officer equipped with a las pistol and an artificer shotgun, plus grenades. Three troopers armed with las pistols and las guns. Faces here. Fair Skin 09047. This last one is a woman, and they all have individual names. I just really forgot to do the hand on the last two. Alright, I'll take care of that in a minute. They all have individualized names and personality traits, and she is apparently the best shot with a las pistol. Well, one of the others is the rookie with the most improve, and the third of these regular Voidsmen is a veteran but fairly pessimistic. So backtrack a bit and get the hands. I am probably going to have no shortage of embarrassingly bad pronunciations for this squad till I get this done, and well, that's all there is to it. I think this is supposed to be the grumpy, pessimistic veteran with the cigar in his hand. Alright. Well, I'm crackers here with my crazy here with my equipment, but I'm going to just get this done. Dark Skin 09041. I've got our heavy weapons trooper with a auto cannon or something similar. A little more of this. Definitely got a build and a gun that puts Rambo to shame. Suppose brings to mind Roadblock of G.I. Joe, the heavy machine gunner with the Browning M2, the M2 machine gun. I think it was a Browning, but I might be wrong on that. Okay. Then Aximilian, a canid or dog that Vane found on one of the many planets she traveled to, which has since become sort of a squad mascot for her Voidsmen at Arms, armored, and acts as a valuable sentry and early warning system. While Holy Terra may no longer have any life outside of humans and maybe cockroaches, many of the species that once lived there were transplanted to other worlds during the Dark Age of technology. That's not a bad start. But I can also go with Templar Blue 09056. Oh boy, this is off to a really crummy start. Just gonna roll with it. I want to get this done, so we're just gonna hunker down and deal with things. Just want to get the slacks in a kind of navy, what could be considered a navy dress blue. Well, Nitsch, boy, I am gonna probably have to spend some time trying to pronounce that, and probably failing at it. Alright. So this is normally I just do one model on camera, but this is again a small squad, and each one has a lot of detail. It's makes each member unique. So, what is that? Alright, just this video's kind of off to a bad start with glitches and my own inability to pronounce the name of the dang squad. Oh boy, that was particularly embarrassing. And she took a tumble. And he's got much more armor. In fact, he's got barely any pants showing. Armored from calf to the knee. Alright. Gonna let that dry for a bit. And hopefully my camera plays nice next time in the next clip. And next, Marine Teal 09077. So I went over the mini codex many times. I think the closest pronunciation I'm going to get is Nitsch, or Nitsch's squad. It's one of those names that can be done multiple ways. It's got a really bizarre spelling that makes it difficult to pronounce phonetically. So seem to have a bit too much water in there. Might have to do a second coat on Nitsch here. Now that cloth is going to be done in a different color. Looks like some kind of battle armor, or battle honor, excuse me. Nitsch doesn't have much visible armor outside of the shoulder pad. He's probably got a flak vest under his coat, though. Whoa. However, the troopers do have more armor. And they do have flak vests on. I redo part of that, I can't tell. This is meant to be just a sleeve, or that's supposed to be a gauntlet that goes all the way to the end. And the troopers here have a boar's head on their heraldry, while Nitsch has a wolf. Just going for a nice solid coat all around. Oh, almost forgot the helmet is going to be also in the teal, at least bulk of it. Just making it match that one on the Eye Stinger swim from earlier. Keeping the brush moist. And here you can really see the boar's head heraldry in the lower left quadrant of the coat. Now on Maximilian I'll pick out the buckles and straps later, but they also gave the canid flak armor. Might redo that part, but it's good for now. So this is apparently a rotary cannon, as I double-checked the description. Still has the flak armor on. And looks like the boar's head heraldry as well, but it's more difficult to see since it's underneath the weapon. Alright. Gonna let that dry before moving on. Plate mail metal. Start with these cybernetics on the side of Nitsch's head and generator. The trim. I'll get this secondary cloth another color later. I just want to do just the trim for now. Okay. What was that other thing? Shoulder. Okay. Doesn't matter which order I go in as long as I get them all. Substantial greaves on this guy. I just realized I should have done his cap. You know what? I can do it in a different color and it'll be fine. Now I want to do their breastplates in bronze, so hold off on that. Picking out crests on the helmet that were not visible on the dead Void's Men-at-Arms on the Eye Stinger Swarms model. Man, my computer making weird noises, and I don't care at this point. I'm having kind of a rough day. Just kind of having a rough day here. Second to last. Second to last. Oh, she would have had a bit of ornamentation on the forehead of her helmet as well. Almost forgot the elbow here. Okay. And then Aximilian. That's the trim for his harness. You know, this Rottweiler kind of look is perfect. But I think a poodle would have been hilarious. Okay. Hold on, I want that to dry before I move on. Alright. Next. Shield Brown 09161. Do some shoes and hair. Kind of a buzz cut here. Yeah, buzz cut. Get the cigar. Really kind of in deep thought right now. A few things. Just really not all that talkative right this minute. She's like a different style of boot than her compatriots, it seems. Let's go back to that first guy. Okay, yeah, he actually has, I misinterpreted this. Easy to fix, though. Tumbler model. I want to let that dry before moving on. We'll think on a few things, so back in a minute. Oh, come on. Alright. Stormy Gray 09088. Just really deep in thought on a lot of things. I just want to get this done. I really don't feel very talkative right this minute. So, getting weapons, grenades, guns, etc. And one interesting facet is energy weapons versus ballistic weapons as far as Warhammer 40,000 is concerned. When you look at stats, an autogun and a lasgun are the same, with an autogun assumably being something close to a modern assault rifle, as we understand. It raises the question, why would anyone ever use a projectile weapon? But in one of the Eisenhower novels, some assassins sent after him use autoguns because Eisenhower is taking a train through a extremely cold climate, and lasguns apparently do not function at all in those extreme environments, and a well-oiled and maintained projectile firearm becomes much more reliable. In some worlds, we're literally knocked back into the Stone Age during the Age of Strife. And others so backwater they don't have the resources to make lasguns, using what they have access to. In fact, in one of the Eisenhower novels, he and one of his aides were using flintlock muskets and flintlock pistols, I think, because anything more technologically advanced than that would draw too much suspicion in the mutant-dominated city they were, or slum, that they were investigating. It's perhaps one of the more interesting aspects of Warhammer 40,000 mythology is how far technology has fallen in some areas compared to how advanced it is in others, and how it's not consistent across the board. Or it can almost be defined more by the inconsistency than the consistency. I think my computer's doing a bad thing. I guess it's okay. I just really want to get this done. I'm kind of in a funky frame of mind right now. Okay. Now our heavy weapons trooper. Side on first. Oh boy, I missed a bit of silver on his pack. I'll have to get that later. But ammo drum. Then I just feel like getting these two pieces is a little different. I'm not sure. There's supposed to be some kind of catch to prevent weight or catch so that the ammo doesn't jumble up in a weird way, or if it's some kind of tracer round or other specialized cartridge that's fed into it. Okay, he does have a grenade right there. Just get the whole weapon in the gray and then pick out other colors later. I nick some of the bullets, that's fine. Alright. It's looking pretty good. I'm gonna let this sit for a bit. I need to think some more. Okay. Chaotic red. I think I can get 3 out of 4 of the remaining base coats here. Okay. I realize he's got some kind of headset over his right ear. I'll have to pick that out later. That music you hear is just coming from the other room. I was just watching a movie in between clips here. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a little... I've had just some really got stuff going on. It's kind of scrambling me in really weird ways. I'm just kind of processing things. That looks like metal, so I'll do that as metal. Okay. Leather white 09062. Just let's do some touch-ups on the teal too, it looks like. That's fine. So what specifically I was watching in between clips was one of the movies in the Phantasm series of horror movies, which are as baffling as they are interesting, I suppose the best way of putting it. Interesting, but there are some things that are difficult to comprehend. Until you realize that the series takes place across multiple dimensions. Alright. Okay. Hearing bad sounds coming from my computer, so I'm just gonna roll with it because I just want to get this done right now. I'm just really not in a good place mentally right this minute. Just kind of thinking on a lot of complex issues and trying to figure out how to get a few things sorted out. Okay. Okay, just about there. Just about there. And Nitsch wears his holster on his chest. That's all the light for him. Trying to get the back of the sling here, which... Okay, I see how he's got it. Over one shoulder, across the back, and then this is going up underneath his arm. Okay. Belt. Holster for his sidearm. There's too much paint, not enough water. I just realized I should have been getting the straps for the elbow and knee pads all the time. So backtrack a little bit and touch that up. Alright. Be okay, just get some glove there. And Maximilian get his straps. Okay. Uniform gray. And get some rubble what's in the bases. On bases. Deal with that. Just a little slip up there real quick. Right. Try again a little more slowly. Okay, let's see here. So just these two, any pre-existing rubble on the base. Alright. I'll let that dry before I wrap up. Getting there. Last color, Old Bronze 09197. I hope that's not too much. Getting the flak armor. And I'm going to be doing some touch-ups because this actually just goes to about here. So I missed some of the straps. Belt buckle. And the iconography on both the last gun and last pistol. Okay. So outside of touch-ups, this will wrap it up. And I forgot, oh boy, seems there's a lot I missed, so I'm going to do quite a few touch-ups here, that's fine. Get the shells for the cannon. Probably swap around a few details. Maybe pull out the silver again. See here. Just for style points. Then here, Teal, Aqua, potato, tomato. Getting a little batty right this minute. Nice view of the flak armor here. More touch-ups than I thought. Right now, get it taken care of. Alright. A few touch-ups and base coats will be done, and then I can move on to shading. Okay. 09038 Rainy Gray. One last detail. Now that does not look right. Need to get his beard. There we go. Alright, I'm going to fiddle around with that later to get the cap back on, but just going to pick out his facial hair here. If I can get some. Oh, this is really fighting me. Alright, here we go. Now once it dries I can shade. Okay, shading. Age Pewter 09196. Thinning the paint out with 1 part water to 1 part paint to make a wash. Did quite a few touch-ups off camera. Changing the color on the belt buckle here. Picking out these spare shells for the artificer shotgun. Just kind of tidying up in general. Almost. Oh, almost forgot the pin on his cap. And I can take Stormy Gray 09088 and get his mustache right now, but I'll want to. Yeah. I'll be pulling this out again to do the rubble, but I need to get everything else first. And I'm going to try a little experiment here with this. And this looks like on getting a little gray in his hair. That could work. Okay, I'll let that dry and come back in a bit. Matte black. Now with particularly dark colors, you'll need 2 to 3 parts water to 1 part paint for shading. Black is especially tricky to work with. Yeah, see, even that is definitely in danger of washing this out too much, or saturating this too much and completely muting the details. Keeping my brush very, very wet on this. Okay. Being very careful around the iconography. Just about done. Okay. Then red brick 09001. Oh boy, this camera. Great. Okay, we're done dropping frames. Okay, well, at least that's in. Crying out loud. Alright, I'm doing it anyway because I want to get this done. This is getting stupid here. So, red brick. Just gonna get the hat. And that cloth. And let it dry. Crying out loud. Okay. Blackened steel 09205. Just going over the steel here. Another long day. I'm not really feeling very talkative right this minute. But keep all this as practice and repetition. So. A little more care is needed on Aximilian. And I just dropped him. I got no grip left tonight. Keeping the brush nice and wet. Let that dry, then move on. Next, linen white 09061. Guess that's it on Nitsch, but slightly more on the others. Now this spillover on the panelings there, that'll be taken care of when I sort of look forward to the shading on the blue. And this is all I'm going to be able to do right this minute because of what is touching what. Okay. Okay. Let that dry, move on a bit. Okay, next. Breonne Blue 09055. I can try to clean it out thoroughly. At least as thoroughly as I need to. There's not much showing on the heavy weapons trooper here, but the rest. And a fair amount of their pants showing. Except, of course, for Aximilian, who doesn't wear pants. And of course, Nitsch himself has the longest pants. Or perhaps just a disdain for armor. But then again, Warhammer does have, well, Warhammer 40,000 specifically does have cloth-thin body gloves that are as effective as Guardsman flak armor. And Deep Ocean 09076. Being real careful on the underbelly here. So I can loosen up a bit on the back. Trying to avoid hitting any of the other colors. Look at the helmet, including the skin tone on the faces and the steel. Kind of just dabbing it in over these more detailed areas. Trying to focus on one section at a time. So that I don't lose my place or end up hitting something I don't want to. I hear my computer making bad noises. Still behaving reasonably well, though. Now it looks like it's getting bad. Oh boy. That's another advantage of tabletop gaming over video gaming. Your game can't glitch out because of a system fluke. Keeping my brush very wet, or trying to at any rate. one left. I'm getting there. Doesn't seem to have as much of his tunic showing through all the ammunition he's carrying, hardware, weapons, etc. I'm starting to ramble again. Okay, let that dry. Move on a bit. Next, Woodstain Brown 09160. I'm sure I'm recording right. This is a very exhausting couple of days at my day job, and with the previous problems I've had already trying to record this, I'm just getting a little paranoid about anything else going wrong. Not that there's much I can do about it if it does, because doing any reshoots would involve spending a month or more stripping paint, and even then that just doesn't work out very well. There's always residual, no matter how careful or meticulous you are. I'm actually going to get her hair first. Just look carefully. Alright. Yeah, gonna leave his trail a little, but I might do another coat of the gray like I did earlier. Or I might just do some highlight with a gray just to give him a few streaks. Then cigar here. Gonna need to let that dry for a bit before moving on, but just about done with shading. Right, I think I can do all the shading in one go here. I am going to take Rainy Gray again, 09038, and go ahead and go over his hair on that. Or I would if the bottle wasn't plugged up. This is why I keep paper clips handy. Oh boy, that one's really bad. Better. Okay. Smooth out just a bit more than usual. Fair Shadow 09046. So yeah, looking at their faces, every single one of them seems to be snarling. Where did I put it? Dark Shadow, 09040. That is not mixed thoroughly enough. Let's give that another shake. Overall, I'm satisfied so far with how these guys are turning out. Alright, that's much better. Being careful around his facial hair, just a little bit by the lip. Okay. And Aximilian. I find this skin tone works well for dark furred animals, as well as dark skinned people. But then again, don't restrict yourself just because a paint says it's supposed to be a flesh tone doesn't mean you can't use it for other things. This wouldn't be a bad camouflage pattern for a swamp either, or a woodland. Golden Shadow, 09091. In fact, this shade could also work well as part of this Golden Shadow could also work well as part of a desert camouflage paint scheme, I think. So, be cautious with his left hand because of the fingers there. And Stormy Gray, 09088. Gonna get some rubble. Then she's standing on a little rock. And that's it for the rubble. Once that dries, I can highlight in detail. Oh, my camera got wonky again, oh boy. Alright, time to highlight in detail. Matte white. Start by getting some eyes. There's no lighting effects on these guys. Just carefully dabbing it in the eyes. It's a little funny, but it'll come out when I do the highlighting. This brush has been good for a long time, but I'm probably going to have to replace it soon. There we go. Matte black. There we go. Just filling in gun barrels. Done. I'm going to do all the gun barrels first, just to give that white a little more time to set. Carefully dot in pupils. That looks really odd. I hope I can touch that up with the highlighting though. Okay. A little bit of rainy gray again. And the tip of the cigar. Okay. Now I can highlight. Start with dark highlights 09042. And my camera's conking out, so hang on a second. We're cool here. I think we're okay. I'm going to start by taking a fine brush here and just touch this up near the eyes where it got a little out of hand. It looks better, it's still a little odd, but better. I'll switch over to a ragged feathered brush. Let's see about this one. No water, Straight paint. Rubbing it out on the towel, paper towel till there's almost nothing left. And then dusting the area to be affected, going against raised areas. In this case, going against the fingers and especially the contours of the muscles. Now on Maximilian. Okay. Cleaning out the brush. And next, Driftwood Brown 09162. That didn't turn out too bad on his hair. Highlight his goatee with the same. And of course, I need to get his boots. This looks to be the same style of boot as the other members of his squad, but he's just got those big greaves on. Again, lightly dusting against raised areas. Almost forgot I need to do his cigar in the same color. Oh boy, I'm dropping a bunch of frames again. Give us a second. The joys of technical difficulties strike again. Alright, are we cool here? Calm down. No, it isn't. Alright. Okay. Let's see if it plays nice now. Golden highlight 09093. Once again, the more technology advances, the more things become like Spaceballs. And there's actually a reason for that, And the reason is planned obsolescence and the internet being used in terms of computer programs anyway as a means of patching products that should never have been released because they were never finished. Not a little better than that. Fair highlight 09048. Alright. Ashen blue 09057. And my camera's going goofy on me. Oh, alright. Fine. I'm just gonna hold it for a little bit longer because I'm almost done. I just want to get this done. Focusing on the most readily visible surfaces. And it's really standing out on Nitsch's pants here since it's got these nice sharp creases in them. Alright, I'm going to just cut here and try again to fix my camera. Okay. Surf Aqua 09078. Keeping an eye on or trying to keep an eye on my program, but it's not easy because it's right behind me, yeah, I don't exactly have the most practical configuration for my studio here, but I'm working with the space I have. Ghost White 09063. Pretty much just buckles and holsters on this color, but eep. Just about done on this. Also about where I can be really useful. Uniform gray. A little smaller than that. Just about done with this one. My computer's trying to act up, so I'm going to have to just wrap up this color and try to reset it again. Alright. Gonna have to let that sit. Get my computer working again and come back in a minute. Okay, next. Vampire Red, which is stuck. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something about that. That'll fix it. Alright, where's my model? There's not a whole lot of this, so. Nitsch's sashes here. Next, True Silver 09207. Slow for that. I think this column is supposed to have a lion's head on it or something. It's a little tricky to tell, though. But the point here is to get the trim. The troopers have a little more armor than their CO. No idea if these backpacks are supposed to be power cells. If they are, they definitely don't have power armor. Just about finished with this one. Okay. Zero 9198 tarnished brass. Mostly getting tongue-tied mostly. Little details on this. Breastplates, belt buckles. Aquillas. Or I'm not sure if the winged skull has a individualized name. If it does, it probably appears in the Codex for Astra Militarum, Imperial Guard, but okay. Misty Gray, 09090. Just going on some rocks here, which Nitsch doesn't have on his base. But two of his subordinates do. And this will help blend this color combination will help blend it in with the talus I'll be using to base it once I finish with the highlights. There we go. And now the last step before I base it is to switch to a flathead. Take matte black again, which is just about shots that's going to make some funny noises. Might do it. Being especially careful where the feet come close to or extend past the edge of. Just line the base. It's a completely arbitrary color choice. Anything will do. This is just for cleaning it up. Giving a nice uniform color. Keep my brush moist but not overly wet, the same amount of water you'd use as a base coat. Again, being careful right here where that rock extends slightly past the base. Refreshing the water in the brush and the paint as needed. Oh boy, and I punched out my camera again. Wrapping up with Aximilian. And of course, as I wrap up, I just realized I could also have probably done a Scooby-Doo parody here. And I just realized also I missed a piece of highlighting on Aximilian's chest, so we'll just take some of that tarnished steel and just, or true silver, and just brush that up there. There we go. It needs to dry completely, and then I can add the basic material. Okay. Now for basing. White glue and water. Oh, well, that sounds like an ambulance or a fire truck. Get out my basic material, which in this case is a mixture of fine, medium, and coarse talus or rock debris. Get out over here, mixing up my solution. The brush I'm using is basically a sacrifice. This will ruin a brush sooner, so just something to bear in mind. Carefully painting around the feet. I'm considering at some point in the future doing custom basing for my Warhammer 40,000 models the same way I do for Malifaux and Relic Knights, but not yet. Okay, give her a dip of my material. And then taking this different brush that's dry, I'm just going to push the excess away from where I don't want it. Okay. Pull that back. Okay. Apply to the rest, and this is going to need to set for a bit. Because if it doesn't, then the sealer I use will just make holes and divots and push this material around. And I'll just go ahead and apply to the rest off camera, but this is getting there. Okay, final step I can do on camera. Scenic Cement. This is a Woodland Scenics product, and it's a spray or brush on adhesive that'll seal the base and keep the materials on the model and not anywhere else. I'm using a glass eyedropper because this stuff will bond to plastic quickly. Just a nice solid coverage there. This will just soak this right up. Nuts. I got no grip left today. More. The only thing I have left to do that I can't do on camera is to varnish it. But outside of that, that is it. Nitsch's Squad from the Kill Team Rogue Trader box set, also usable in Warhammer 40,000. This is the last model for this set. I'm going to be switching to Monster Apocalypse for a bit, but I will be visiting the wonderful world of Warhammer eventually. Got quite a few things for that game in my painting queue, so until next time, I am Ian Stuckey with Mastermind Games, signing out.